The final words of my mother still echo in my mind as the jet bridge retracted. She looked directly at me and stated that I no longer possessed a ticket before disappearing into the airplane. My sister Chloe had just shoved a dark passport into my jacket, and within seconds, heavily armed French security officers surrounded me. My own family watched from the window without a single tear, leaving me stranded in a foreign terminal. While sitting inside the cold glass detention room, I refused to allow panic to consume my mind. As a professional forensic auditor, my entire career involves looking at chaotic financial records to uncover the hidden truth. I began to view my terrifying situation as a corporate balance sheet to understand the motives of my family. The stolen document in my possession meant a mandatory today identity hold by the local police. The exact timing of this trap revealed the sinister motive of my parents. The inheritance from my grandmother, valued at over $2 million, was scheduled to unlock the very next day. A hidden clause stated that if the main beneficiary became unreachable, temporary management shifted to the parents. My family did not merely want to ruin my trip, they required my complete disappearance to steal my entire future. Suddenly, a powerful man named Vance walked into the room wearing a flawless tailored suit. He explained that he operated a massive venture capital firm in New York and faced a severe corporate emergency. An executive partner was stealing funds, and Vance needed an independent expert who could work completely outside the system. He offered to use his high-level embassy connections to secure my immediate release if I solved his problem. The proposal was not a gesture of kindness, but a cold business transaction that I desperately needed. I demanded $30,000 plus total legal protection against my family before agreeing to his terms. Vance smiled with the cold satisfaction of a businessman closing a major deal and handed me the paperwork. I walked out of that detention center no longer as a helpless victim, but as a dangerous predator. During the private flight back to America, I reviewed the financial profiles of my parents. The documents brought back painful memories of how they constantly used my hard work to fund their reckless lifestyles. When I was younger, I sold my prized vehicle to pay off the gambling debts of my father Arthur. Later, my mother Diana forced me to give up my university scholarship so Chloe could travel across Europe. We landed in New York before dawn, and I immediately gathered in the secure penthouse of Vance. The digital reality was horrifying because my sister had already posted an emotional statement online about my alleged mental health crisis. She claimed that I suffered a psychological breakdown at the airport to explain my sudden absence. This public lie was designed to discredit any future legal fraud accusations I might make against them. The email records of my mother showed she had already contacted the estate executive to demand emergency control. She utilized the official French police report as evidence that I was completely unstable and locked away. My family believed I was weeping in a dark cell, unaware that I was watching their moves in high definition. They did not realize that their actions had stripped away my guilt, leaving only a desire for justice. To defeat them, I used the resources of Vance to launch a fictional lending company called Apex Capital. We created a premium online presence backed by $50 million in verified corporate funds to attract my desperate parents. My research proved that Arthur owed massive sums to dangerous individuals who did not accept late payments. We decided to offer them an immediate cash lifeline that required the trust fund as direct collateral. An elite corporate attorney named Julian placed the call to my father, while we listened closely on speakerphone. Julian explained that Apex Capital could consolidate the debts of the family into a single loan by that afternoon. Arthur became instantly eager but stumbled when Julian mentioned that the daughter must sign the paperwork. My father quickly lied, stating that his daughter was hospitalized abroad and that he held total administrative power. Julian informed my father that a legal transfer required a signed statement confirming my total mental incapacity. Arthur agreed without a single moment of hesitation. Driven entirely by greed and the promise of quick money, he promised to bring the documents to our local office within 2 hours to finalize the transaction. My father had just walked directly into a trap that would charge him with severe federal financial crimes. From behind a hidden mirror, I watched my family celebrate with expensive drinks around the loan documents. I stepped into the room and watched the faces of my parents turn completely pale with terror. I picked up the paper and told Arthur that signing this document meant 10 years in federal prison. My family froze in absolute shock as they realized their elaborate plan had completely collapsed around them. Suddenly, Chloe smiled and held up my personal phone, claiming she had downloaded confidential files from my firm. She threatened to destroy my career unless I surrendered the inheritance to them immediately. I opened my computer and revealed that my phone was in police custody during the exact time of the data breach. By accessing the server, she had committed international cyber fraud, which triggered an automatic federal investigation. The quiet notary in the corner revealed himself as a fraud investigator and validated the illegal signatures. Two police officers entered the boardroom immediately to place handcuffs on my screaming parents and sister. They attempted to steal my life, but ended up losing their own freedom in a matter of minutes. Weeks later, I sat in my new executive office after successfully completing the audit for Vance. I purchased a premium first-class ticket back to France to finish the vacation they tried to steal. My family always stated that blood was more important than anything else, but their actions proved otherwise. They spent my entire life preparing me to fix their corporate messes and personal disasters. In the end, I used those exact skills to fix them permanently and secure my own independence.